Hey everyone. When we talk about sparking creativity in kids, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Probably a craft box, right? Glitter, glue sticks, the whole mess. But what if I told you the real secret sauce has nothing to do with any of that? Today, we're going to dig into what really cultivates creativity, and I'm talking about the whole spectrum, from amazing art to brilliant problem solving. So let's just start with this big idea right here. What if, what if fostering creativity isn't really about the stuff we buy, but about emotional safety? I mean, really think about that for a second. This one question, it completely flips the script. It gets right to the core of what it takes to raise a kid who's not just creative, but also resilient and, able to figure things out. Okay, so first things first, let's get on the same page about what creativity even is. It's so much more than just being a good artist. It's actually a fundamental way of thinking. You can see here, experts talk about these four pieces. Fluency, which is just coming up with lots of ideas. Originality, that's the new, out-of-the-box stuff. Elaboration, being able to flesh out those ideas with detail. And flexibility, which is all about thinking in different ways. This whole package, that's the engine for everything from solving a tricky puzzle to inventing something new. Right, so think of creativity like a plant. All the art supplies in the world are like fancy watering cans, but if the soil is bad, that plant is not going to grow. And that soil, that's a child's emotional environment. Seriously, without that foundation of safety, nothing else really matters. It's the whole ballgame. I love this quote from Dr. Gabor Mate because it really shifts our perspective. He's saying trauma isn't just about the big, scary things that happen to you. The real damage, the thing that crushes creativity, is what happens inside you when your pain isn't acknowledged. When a kid feels alone in their hurt, that's when they start to wall off those expressive, vulnerable parts of themselves. The very parts they need to create. So what does this safe soil actually look like? Well, it really boils down to three things every kid, every person needs to thrive. First, unconditional acceptance. That means I love you, not for your report card. Second, the feeling of being truly seen and heard. And the big one, validation for all their emotions. The happy, the sad, the angry, all of it. And this right here is a perfect example of what that looks like in the real world. A kid is upset. The response on the left, stop crying, basically tells them your feelings are wrong, they're an inconvenience. But look at the one on the right. I see you're sad, it's okay to feel that. See the difference? That second one says, your feelings are real, they make sense, and I'm not scared of them, I'm here. That's what builds trust. You can't take creative risks if you don't feel safe. This is so important. When we tell a kid to stop feeling something, they don't actually stop feeling it. They just learn that it's not safe to show it. And even worse, they start to believe there's something wrong with them for feeling it in the first place. They think, I am the problem. And well, how can you be creative? How can you invent and imagine if you believe you're fundamentally broken? You just can't. Okay, so once we've established that foundation of safety, that good soil, we can start building on it. And our first pillar is all about watering those seeds with powerful questions. Just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got your closed questions. What color is that? Red. Did you like school? Yeah. Conversation over, right? But on the right, tell me about what you're creating. Or what was the most interesting part of your day? Those don't have a one-word answer. They invite a story. They make a child think, reflect, and put words to their experience. It's literally like a daily workout for their imagination. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. It's not about the words you use, it's about the why. This isn't a pop quiz. You have to be genuinely curious. Kids have a built-in radar for when we're trying to teach them a lesson versus when we're actually truly interested in what's going on in their head. When they feel that genuine curiosity from you, man, that's when the magic happens. Alright, pillar number 2, and this one might feel a little weird, especially in our world where every minute is scheduled. We're going to talk about the gift of boredom. Yes, the two most dreaded words a parent can hear. I'm bored. Our immediate reaction is to panic, right? We jump in, we offer the iPad, we suggest a million activities. We basically become their cruise director. But what if we're looking at it all wrong? What if I'm bored isn't a crisis? What if it's actually an invitation for creativity to step in? Think about it. When a kid is bored and there's no screen to save them, they have to go inward. Their brain is forced to come up with its own entertainment. That's where they invent new worlds. They figure out how to solve the problem of having nothing to do. They learn to just be with themselves. Honestly, letting your kid be bored is one of the kindest things you can do for their creative development. I love this metaphor. Boredom is just a blank page. You can't start a new chapter if the page is already crammed with scheduled activities and screen time. That empty space is exactly where their imagination gets to work and starts writing its own story. Okay, on to our third and final pillar. This one is all about a simple but powerful shift in how we talk about our kids' creations. We're going to focus on the sunlight, not just the flower. This is such a game changer. Look at the left side. When we say, "That's a perfect tree," or "You're such a great artist," we're praising the outcome. And what that accidentally teaches kids is that their worth is tied to being good or perfect. It can actually make them afraid to try things they might not be perfect at. But when we praise the process, "Wow, you worked so hard on that," or "Tell me why you picked those colors," we're valuing their effort and their choices. That's what builds real confidence and a love for trying. So how do we actually do this? It's simple, really. We just become play-by-play commentators for their effort. You notice how hard they're concentrating. You ask them about their choices. You point out something unique they did. You ask them how it felt to make it. All of this sends one clear message. The journey, the act of doing it, is the most important part. So, let's pull all these threads together. What we're really talking about here isn't a checklist of creative activities. It's about gardening. It's about tending to our child's inner world so they grow up with a lifelong confidence in their own mind and their own ideas. Okay, so here it is, your creativity toolkit in a nutshell. Step 1, and it's the most important, start with emotional safety. That's the foundation. Then, ask open-ended, curious questions. Next, learn to love boredom and see it as an opportunity. And finally, always value the process over the product. Now I want to end by turning the camera around a little bit and talk about us. This quote is, well, it's a lot to take in. The things we didn't hear as children are the emotional needs we are still owed. It's a powerful reminder that our own experiences, the things we didn't get, absolutely shape how we show up for our kids. And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? You've heard the saying, "You can't pour from an empty cup." It's so true here. If we want to be that safe harbor for our child's big feelings, we kind of have to learn how to be a safe harbor for our own feelings first. If we want to be genuinely curious about them, we have to learn to quiet down that inner critic in our own minds. So here's the final thought I want to leave you with. The absolute best way to nurture your child is to nurture the child that's still inside of you. This whole journey of raising a creative kid is, in a way, a chance for us to heal and grow too. So the real question isn't just about them, it's about you. Where can you start? A better world is possible.